Hi, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Unexceptional Perspective. Join me on an exploration where every story, every moment, every perspective has the potential to be extraordinary in normal, ordinary lives. So, we'll get into today's story right now. How should I start the warm up? I know there isn't a lot of time because the camera is almost dead. We've been recording two audios back to back, two videos and audios, two videos back to back, and thus the camera backup, the battery came down to the last point, and the time is 4:37 a.m. on a Monday morning. If you had listened or watched the previous podcast, we would have told the same thing. We were recording at 3 o'clock. I was in a great mood. I was very happy with the way I spoke, and I wanted to continue the same thing. I wanted to talk something about my midnight memories.
And
So-
we can't call the fault in the camera because it's been running from past 7 hours. So
Yes. So, the secret life of Walter Mitty. No, the secret life of Rayam Sumanth until it goes public. Work in silence, show your work in public. I'm working in silence right now. Literal silence, 4:38 a.m. So let us post this on a beautiful Tuesday evening where you guys, my audience, my listeners, my family, my friends, you guys will be listening to the memories that I'm going to give you. Midnight memories. The topic that I want to cover today. Today, in the sense, today consists of both the previous podcast and this podcast. So, this is kind of a continuation podcast of that, since I have already established a scene there. Not established a scene, this is not a video, established
a scenario.
scenario there. Yeah. In technical terms. And I got a very good feedback from one of my friends. I am not talking properly. Dinesh, if you are listening, I'm trying my heart out to talk. The words are not coming out, man. There is no energy left in me to talk. My eyes are burning. I have rolled 2 minutes. I don't know why I'm constantly looking at my phone, thinking the time, but suddenly I remembered you. I remembered us going on the Pondi trip, literally deciding on the spot at 1 a.m. near the airport parking lot. I remember us watching Kalhonaho at 3 a.m. starting the film at 3 a.m. and crying our hearts out throughout the movie. And at the end of the movie, we were like, bro, Chakram is a remake of this movie. We didn't realize it yet. And we laughed about it. Yeah, we didn't realize that it was Chakram's remake. The Chakram movie was remake of Kalhonaho. It was a late night boom from our mind. And I want to talk about the personal reflections I have during 3 a.m. retrospection time.
So what those unexpected trips?
Unexpected trips. As I've given you a gist, I want to tell you this particular scenario because it is very fresh in my mind and this happened very recently. Recently, for me, means in the past 6 months. We finished some movie. What was the movie? It was Flash. The Flash. We were finishing the movie, coming out, planning to have dinner, go to Rameshwaram cafe because it opens late night. But we went there, we were not in the mood to eat. We wanted coffee, very good costly coffee. And we decided to go to airport. We reached airport by 1 a.m., parked the car, went inside to grab a coffee. And when I'm walking from parking space to the coffee shop, I just googled what is the next flight from Bangalore airport. I saw a flight to Goa for 2000 rupees. I was like, bro, time is 2 o'clock. If we go now, we'll reach by 6 o'clock at Goa. We can see the sunrise. We can see the sunrise if that flight is late on the flight. It will be very good. And the ticket rates are very cheap. Let's go. And Dinesh, Sai and I decided to go. And we thought, okay, how do we come back? And I checked the prices, it's 5,000 something. The flight charges and bus charges are around 3,000. So we decided, no, that is going to be very costly. So let's go to sunrise somewhere nearby. And Dinesh, you suggested that we go to Pondi. What a suggestion, man. That is one hell of a suggestion at 2 a.m. For a person who is deprived of sleep from 24 hours. You tell me to drive for 6 hours. And I'm very angry on you. Venu, this is for you. I'm very angry on you because you didn't join. The memory that road trip created, that is one core memory unlocked in my mind. So if you have seen my travel video, I hope it's out by now because I have not edited it yet. I am hoping to edit it soon and post it before this podcast episode. So that part hits me every time. I'm talking only about this trip because this is very fresh in my mind and this completely changed my perspective towards travel. It made me an impromptu traveler. Very independent traveler. The video call right after reaching Pondicherry beach, the rock beach, to my friends and family, that's the feeling to live for. That's about my travel. There are a lot of trips like this. Lot of trips meaning I can count. It's not that I've gone to 20, 30 trips. It's some 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trips. But that is for another time. We'll discuss in deep with all my friends. I want to do it with a gang. So that's about trips. So
coming to movies, I think I was there for the most of the movies that we watched in the midnight.
Were you though? I just remembered Kal Ho Na Ho and you were not there. Okay, you were there for most of it, but whatever movies we watched Equivalent, remember?
Oh, dude, seriously.
Yes. Oh, what was that? Banjara song is in Equivalent, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I remember crying the whole night. And also Rockstar. Oh wow. That brings out memories, man. That is another true 3 a.m. midnight memory unlocked. I don't have very long-term memory. I tend to forget things. I tend to forgive people. But thanks for unlocking the Rockstar movie. 3 a.m. movies. I want to talk about 3 a.m. movies. 3 a.m. movies generally don't start at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. movies start at 10 p.m. the previous night. This 3 a.m. movie is because we were stupid enough to ignore the 10 p.m. movie that started, or fall in conversations and forget that we had a movie to watch. And we watch movies because we were talking till then, and the talks became very philosophical, therapeutical. Therapeutical is a word, right? I think so.
Probably.
Yeah.
I remember this one movie though, which we started it around 9:30,
Mm-hmm.
and the movie was about 11 hours. The Hobbit trilogy, right?
Hobbit.
Trilogy.
Hobbit,
yes.
Hobbit, Hobbit.
We started
Yes.
around 9:30. The previous night we didn't sleep. The very same day
Mm-hmm.
we started the movie, and till morning 4:30 or 5 we watched the trilogy,
Yes.
and then we planned to sleep but we didn't.
We didn't. All because of Benedict and Smog occupying the.
I remember
This thing.
starting the Lord of the Rings trilogy in the same afternoon actually.
Yes, but we still didn't complete it.
Though, yeah.
We still didn't complete it. Why didn't we complete?
It's a long due from past
No.
3 years, dude.
No,
Seriously.
please don't talk why you didn't complete. It's embarrassing. Nice. Yeah, you were there mostly for most of the movies, midnight movies. You were also there for midnight talks. You were the one that started midnight talks, right? Remember the 6 p.m. movie? No, I don't want to talk. Okay, stuff comes out. It's
Oh.
it's 5 a.m. No, let's skip this. Let's skip this. The talks you want, I want. Okay, the talks midnight.
The first one.
Not the first one. The one where you, me, and Mahesh walked on the university main road throughout the night.
Oh, right.
There are a lot of eye-opening moments where I was like, "Am I that dumb?" And of course, I was that dumb. And whatever happened, man, whatever happened to those conversations? We do not have those 3 a.m. conversations now. All we have is I sit in front of the camera, you laugh at the background, and I talk stuff like this. But this is good. This is good. I am expressing myself, and I'm seeing a change from the first podcast video, I believe. I am more open to camera right now, and my documenting stuff is coming on at least relatively good compared to what I started. I am a little not afraid of camera, and I am a little more myself in front of camera. There's still a long way to go. I hope that long way doesn't take long time. And what is the one more thing I wanted to tell?
So, coming to the sleep schedules for this 3 a.m. talks,
Mm-hmm.
if you didn't have to sleep at that time, what would you do with your time?
I went on 50 hours without sleep. That's my maximum without sleep streak. What would I do without sleep if my sleep schedule got disrupted? I would sleep for the entire day the next day. That's for sure. After coming back from Pondi, Monday, that was a holiday, I believe. Done. I slept for 19 hours continuously. And the midnight conversation talk after the university road. I slept for the whole day. And after Oppenheimer also, I reached home by 1:30. I was not sleepy. I was high with adrenaline rush from the movie. I made myself a coffee. I sat in this balcony on my swing. I got beautiful headspace. I wrote a very beautiful log. and I couldn't sleep till 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. something.
Actually, at 3:40 or 3:30 or 3:40, you called me.
Yes, I sent you the log on the
Login,
WhatsApp
yeah,
message and I called you.
yes.
Uh, so after I slept at 4 a.m., I got up around 8 p.m. that day. No food, no bath, no water, sleep. I tend to compensate perfectly. I like everything in balance. If I do something out of the way, the next one comes back. I balance it out. I even it out. That's my sleep schedule. You guys should be wondering right now that why am I talking all this? Why am I sharing all this with you? There is no value for me as an audience listening to this podcast. But let me remind you, I wrote a script. I wrote each topic by each question by question, and I covered with around 10 to 15 cuts in my first podcast. Even though I am not very fluent in grammar right now, in the vocabulary that I speak right now, I don't know why I became like this. I was speaking good English during my school time. Maybe lack of practice and stuff like that. But now I'm able to talk for how much? Oh, this is 15 minutes right now. 15 minutes and running. I'm very happy, and that too at 5 a.m. in the morning. What do you expect me to talk at 5 a.m. in the morning after recording three videos and planning out stuff in the morning, having having being awake till 4 a.m. the previous day and 7 a.m. the previous night. This Friday also, it's a night to remember. I'm not going to tell why. I'm going to show why in 4 months. Exactly 4 months. I'm very excited. So should we wind this up? I have one more question to answer. I'll answer this question and wind this up. If you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with your time? If I don't have to sleep, what would I do with my time? What would I do? My preference right now is creating content, so I will be mostly focused on that. Maybe if you had asked me 5 years earlier, I would have said movies is my priority, and another 5 years before that, I would have said talking with people. And if you ask me 5 years from now the same question, I would probably say, why would I leave sleep? I should sleep. I need 8 hours of sleep. The situations might vary the answer, but one common thing among all this is I create memories if I don't sleep. What are we living for if not for memories? Right? Okay, it's late. It's 4:57 and I'm going to wind this up as usual with another Master Yoda quote. And what is the quote? If no mistake have you made, yet losing you are, a different game you should play. Am I losing? Am I gonna play different game? No, I'm winning here. The quote is just because of the path that I came and the changes I had to make to reach here. Let this winning continue because of the change in path I have done before, if that makes sense. So again, if you're listening this podcast on audio platforms, please leave a review. I think you can comment on the platform audio thing, but I don't know how that works yet. I haven't figured that out. We'll figure it out. But if you're able to send me some message, some feedback, I'll be really happy. And if you're watching this, Please bear the little over enthusiastic face in this episode. Sleep deprived 300 ml tea has been consumed by me, and all this is because of that. And also, my love for talking has increased and my quality of writing has increased. I'm happy for all these things. I'm happy to be in front of you, and I'm happy that you guys are listening. If you are listening, if you have reached this part, this time, what is that thing? Time code, timestamp. Yeah. If you had reached this timestamp, it means that you have listened everything till now. So I'm really grateful that you are listening this, you are watching this. It means I made some very little impact on you. Thank you for that. Let's meet in a fresh, beautiful podcast to have very routine, unexceptional perspective. Toodles.
And cut.
Cut.